we started unraveling on this different idea of it's an actual place is what it is, right? So it's a tangible physical environment.
Yep.
But like the idea of what makes that a reality is a relationship between two different cultures and identities, right? So like from our perspective, we are on the end of like the doer, the maker, the artist, the creative,
Right.
the actual hands-on thing.
Yes.
And then there's the other side of it, which is like the patron, the supportive person, the investor, the people who want to pour in resource to support the thing that's being done.
Right.
Right? And that's as old as time, right? So like the beginning question for me is like, what is patronage? Like, what is it? And what does it look like? I mean, like, in your situation, it would look like one thing to you. But like, if you were to just generalize patronage, what is patronage to you? What does it look like? If you had to give a Merriam-Webster definition to patronage.
I'm trying to think what patronage is at all right now. So
well, a patron, like
somebody who supports somebody by. Like,
yeah, patronage is like just it's the supporting.
Okay.
So like, think of philanthropy. Like, which is foundations.
Right.
I mean, I'll just read off what I've had here since the beginning of time, because I asked myself that question right off, which is like, what is patronage?
All right,
and then the definition that came out,
Yeah.
This isn't Merriam-Webster, but this is the closest thing I came up with. It's the act of providing resources to like a person, that would be an artist, a musician, whatever, a project, an institution, or a movement, because they, whatever they are, believe in it.
Right.
They're willing to put resources in because they believe in something.
Right.
Its value.
Yeah.
That would be the simple part, is its value. Now it gets granular after that, but like, this has value.
Yeah.
And so this thing, like a flower, should be watered.
Right.
So like, we, in our world as artists, would be the flower.
Right.
We need a gardener.
We need a gardener.
Or
some water.
Anybody needs a gardener. We need some water, some fertilizer, right? So like, that's how I like to think about it in simple analogy. But patronage is just the act of support.
Right.
It's the act. Yeah. Today's world is like, you hear a lot more about philanthropy, which is just, hey, we are in service through foundations, nonprofits, whatever, to support cause X.
Cause X. Yeah.
But in the art world, it has shown up in different ways throughout history.
Right.
And I don't know if culturally, because we can only speak as Americans.
True.
You know what I mean? Like, we're limited to our American experience. This is going to be different for people all over the world, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But like, how does that, like, what does that mean to us in our incubator of America?
Yeah.
Like, what does that mean?
Yeah. Right. What does that mean? Well, in my field, so specifically, I am an artist. Not many people have actually seen like my paintings or my drawings, all that kind of art, like your traditional art, right? I don't know why I did that, but your art. Whereas what people see is the art that I produce through textile, through my clothing company, and through what I design or produce for others. And so patronages are, for me, it's the biggest thing that I've seen, and I've been doing this, really for, a lot of it goes back to, it's very interesting, I've been doing it my whole life. I've always been a creative. My dad fed me, in the sense of, fed me, he never once was like, oh, don't do that. He was like, here, this is how you draw an apple. Because he was I don't want to say he was an art major, but I think he was an art minor in college. So like he was really into it, and he's good. Um, and so he taught me how to like, here's an apple, put a bowl of fruit in front of me or something, right? Draw this, and then I draw it, and then he go back and say, okay, so look, see, and then he kind of paint the picture for me and explain it more and how like to draw it and to understand that stuff. So I started looking at it that way. I was told that when I was 2, I picked up, whether it was a crayon or a pencil, whatever it was, but I picked it up and I immediately held it with the 3 fingers. I never did the full fist grip. So it was almost like I was born into being an artist.
Yeah.
And I think because of that, it's one of the reasons I've always just stuck with it. It's like, oh, this is who I am.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, this is what God created me to be.
Mm-hmm.
If I naturally, instinctively just picked up the tool,
Yeah.
and I was holding it like you would when you learn how to do that, when you learn more mechanical skills.
Right.
I wasn't one who color outside the lines on a coloring book, just because there's the line there. You just you see the pictures. That's why they're done. As you grow in your art, you're like, oh, well, I can do this. And, oh, look, but if I outline it too, like, oh, now we just brought like a whole nother thing. And
Sure.
you start to play, right, of course, as an artist. So I've been doing it forever. And then I moved here in 2006 and kind of bought that side of me in, just this scene kid, punk rocker, who's a creative artist. Has a clothing company, and we sell our goods at concerts and stuff. It's called We Heart Them. Mm-hmm. It was like that whole era of To Write Love on Our Arms and Tom shoes, and I wore the Tom shoes with no socks, and it was horrible.
Yeah, dude. Look at
All
you.
my roommates were just like, "Bro, you can't do that."
Crushing
I'm like,
it.
Well, I can't wear socks with Toms. Like that's blasphemy. So what am I supposed to do? And so and so I just bought that art side of me, of course, everywhere I went. In the church world, because I've always been very involved in the church world too, and art comes from God. We are created. That's one of the places where I was first accepted in my art, my creativity, to where I got to bring that side of me out. Instead of being like the fly in the wall kid, which usually I'm not, but I also could be. I got to show that side of me, and it didn't matter because I'm not the one getting credit.
Right.
Really, people are seeing the art and they're seeing it on the stage or they're seeing it whatever, the garment being designed or whatever at the conference, and it's not like, oh, Dan designed that. It's like, yeah, there it is.
Yeah, it's all the glory for God.
That at the same time, though, at the youth group we were in at the time in Puyallup, the youth pastor would literally call me out from the stage all the time. Be like, oh, you guys like my new shirt? Oh, I had Dan go buy it for me. He's my stylist.
My stylist.
So kids would come to me, and be like, oh, it's back to school shopping. Can you take me shopping? I'm like, sure. Yeah, let's go. Get a group of friends. I'm an adult and you're a child, so you gotta have a group here.
Yeah.
Make sure what's your mom's number. Make sure we're doing this right. Of course.
Exactly.
But so coffee in the mustache. So in a weird way, it was like my name started growing outside of me at that point. To where I remember people coming up to me like, "Oh, you're Dan. You're the artist. You're the designer." I'm like, "Yeah, hi. Nice to meet you. What's your name?" And we'd meet and then we chat for a bit. I'm like, "How did you know this?" And they're like, "Oh, people have been talking. I heard from blah 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 or whatever."
Yeah.
Oh wow. To the point where now I've been doing it so long that now I'm building a design for them because of it. Because my name is out there. I don't know these people.
Sure.
And that's wild. That's humbling and a blessing. That I'll get a phone call from the owner of a restaurant like, "Hey, we heard about you. We'd love to work with you."
Sure.
And so going back to patronage, right? That was the word. Yeah.
Yeah, patronage.
Patronage. That's where I've been seeing is it's been such an amazing thing that people are coming to me to allow me to help them in that side of their art or what they want to do.
Yeah.